Now, when it comes to Louis Vuitton fragrances, I love a bunch of them. Afternoon Swim, Pacific Chill. I personally own Meteor, and I really enjoy some of the fresher offerings that the brand has to offer. Here we have a fragrance called City of Stars, and my friend Chris from the channel Casual Fragrances was kind enough to let me borrow his bottle, so thank you, Chris. I appreciate that very much. I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on this fragrance, performance, longevity, comparisons, all that good stuff, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on City of Stars by Louis Vuitton, I believe it came out last year in 2022, composed by Jacques Cavalier. I want to start the video off first by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it, hit the bell, and give it a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would really, really mean a lot to me. So, basically, the perfumer Jacques Cavalier, he's also done all of the high-end Bulgari fragrances. You're talking about Bulgari Tiger and Gian and Onek and so on and so forth. I believe even Cobra and some of the other newer ones. I'm not entirely sure, but I know he's certainly done Tiger. Here he's done a bunch of Louis Vuitton fragrances. And of course, I personally love Meteor and I love Afternoon Swim. Pacific Chill is actually one of the newer ones, and that one is a great citrus fragrance, perfect for this time of the year. Here we have a lot of citrus, blood orange, lime, bergamot, lemon, but it's also this musky, powdery, and sandalwood base with tiare flower in the heart. So this one is a bit floral leaning. You combine the florals, that gardenia quality in the heart with the musk and the powdery notes. Of course, people are going to say that it's feminine leaning. And then you also have this purple pink bottle, so that can put people in a certain mindset as well. In any case, I'm excited to give you my thoughts as far as the smell is concerned, let you know how it worked on my skin, what vibe I got from it. Let's go ahead and start things off with a quick look at the presentation first. So of course, the first thing that you're going to notice about this fragrance is the citrus. There's a lot of citrus in here. You have the lime, the blood orange, the bergamot, so on and so forth. It's a very bright, zesty, and fresh fragrance in the opening. It actually opens up in a very bright manner, and I personally enjoy that. I like how citrusy it is, and it's like, wow, this is an explosion of citrus fruits, and it's actually quite nice. Now, you wait a few minutes, immediately, you're going to get that floral heart, the tiare flower, this clean white floral personality comes through, and it combines rather beautifully with the musk and that creaminess of the sandalwood and the dried down. It is not sweet at all. I know sometimes sandalwood can lean a little bit sweet. That's not the case in this fragrance. This one is actually rather tame, and it doesn't have any of that sweetness or amber personalities that a lot of fragrances can have. And as far as that smooth, clean, elegant quality that's in here, I am getting some connections with Meteor. And I think it's quite interesting how there's this motif or this bridge that combines the aesthetic, the olfactory aesthetic of all Louis Vuitton fragrances. There is this quality in them, I would say, that makes them similar in a way, where you don't fully understand a Louis Vuitton fragrance the first time that you smell it. You really have to give it multiple wearings before you can clearly and crystallize it in your mind and clearly understand it. So here you have this bright, zesty fragrance, more bergamot and blood orange than anything else. I think there's actually a hint of warmth in it, which I think is really nice. And that floral quality, it's very clean, it's very elegant. It's not overly powdery. Yes, it's a little bit powdery. It's not overly powdery. A lot of times when I think of powder, I think of iris, I think of honey. Even fragrances like Back to Black by Kilian, super powdery. So this one is like a 6 out of 10. Back to Black is like an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10 in terms of the powder level. So this one is dialed down a few notches. But basically the vibe that I get from this is it's a little flirty. It's clean. There's a professional side to it. It's very well put together. It's elegant, and it's a fun fragrance, and I appreciate that about it. It's not overly serious. I think if we had some yellow florals, or if we had some heady florals, maybe some narcissus, maybe some freesia, then I would have said, okay, this is a little bit too formal. But this one is actually quite quiet and a little bit more timid. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but it's a wonderful fragrance. For me personally, I can see why some people might say it's a little bit feminine leaning because of the tiare flower, the powdery notes, the musk. So I can understand why somebody might argue that it's not the most masculine fragrance in the catalog, and I would agree with that, I suppose. So for me, I would wear this one just so that I can enjoy the composition. But in terms of actually going to a formal event, a wedding, banquet, something like that, yeah, I would probably go with something else. Maybe even a little afternoon swim or Limoncite or Meteor. I'd probably choose another fragrance from the catalog. But City of Stars is a really nice fragrance with a pretty name. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, yeah, it's pretty unique, all things considered. Of course, it is a citrus floral, and this is a combination that I've experienced so many times before, but there's this underpinning quality that Louis Vuitton fragrances have. I call it a motif. And if you smell it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The overall smell is very pleasant. My wife really enjoyed it as well. She actually does like some of the more tropical leaning fragrances. So she likes Ylang Ylang, she likes Narcissus, she likes Freesia, she likes some of these other floral ingredients. But this one is quite nice. Longevity is about 7 hours. Projection was pretty good for the first hour. It radiated slightly beyond an arm's length. It became an elbow's length scent right around hour 5, I want to say, a skin scent right around hour 7. In terms of the versatility, look, I do think it's unisex, but some people might argue that it's feminine leaning. Great for the hotter weather. If you're wearing it in a climate controlled environment, you can wear it all year round. It's casual and formal, and it's great for anybody of any age. The presentation, the color, the name, I think it's really pretty. My final verdict on this fragrance is if you're looking for a citrusy, clean, white floral fragrance that's a little powdery with this bed of musk underneath, check out City of Stars by Louis Vuitton. Is it my favorite from the entire catalog? No, it's not, but I really do like this one. And I like that Louis Vuitton does consistently put out quality fragrances. They don't push the boundaries when it comes to creating something really dark and, you know, rich and enigmatic or anything like that. They're all mass appealing. They're all very easy to get along with, but of course it matches the aesthetic of the brand. It's not easy to get along with my bank account, but that's a different story. But I do think it's a really pretty scent, and, you know, I would recommend it for somebody who is a fan of these types of fragrances. City of Stars by Louis Vuitton. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Drop your comments down below. Have you tried the new Pacific Chill? Have you tried this one? What are your thoughts on it? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you enjoy it at all? Or have you just not tried it yet? Are you not a fan of Louis Vuitton fragrances? I always appreciate the sincerity, so drop your comment down below. And if you feel as though you took something of value from today's episode, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. We'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Love you guys. Bye.